So, it's no doubt you'll see the red flags with their crosses. We're seeing it here. Double D. I don't know if you're seeing it.
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, man. You're not looking, bro.
They weren't at the show. That's where I was. I was at the show. Where were you?
They're all over, man.
They
You just go outside. There's cars beeping their horns. They will be on Saturday. I have no doubt about it.
So will we.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons, though, is because, I find that it's one of the... Boy, that would have been such a great game, I think, for the final. Tonga... Australia for the World Cup last year, and finally we're kind of getting it this year. What do you reckon about that there, Reno?
Yeah, totally agree, 100%. Everyone was right in the Tongan team and loved to see them in the final, and, everyone talks about the Fafita try and knock on, so forth, but England got them in the end and got to the final, and England were unlucky not to actually win that final.
That's
how
very
close
true.
it was between the two countries.
Yes.
They could have been the world champions.
Indeed.
That's how narrow and close they came, so... Yeah, everyone was wanting to see the dream final, the Tongans up against Kangaroos. Well, they can kind of see that this Saturday, and to all the 25 or 28,000 they turn up Saturday. Well, they're blessed, I would guess, to see this game. The Tongans are blessed as well. That most surely counting themselves with a bit of a chance now after the Kangaroos lost to the Kiwis. But then on the flip side, Mal Meninga doesn't lose 2 games in a row.
No.
He's never lost a game as a Kangaroo coach, so there is no way he wants to lose 2 in a row, and I see the team's unchanged, so yeah, they'll come out firing. And again, I suppose you think of the Tonga and think, oh no, the Kiwis didn't do us any favours. They're going to be a wild bunch of kangaroos, and
I don't think they'll care. Yeah, I don't think the Tongans will care what the result from last weekend was. What they'll care about is the result this weekend.
Absolutely.
They won't care about last weekend's result. I think they're just more proud
as players in the nation to play against the team that they wanted to play in the final, so of last year. So, yeah, that'd be why they're mostly going to be 99.9% Tongan fans there, a little minor Kangaroo fans there. But, yeah, it's going to be a huge game. The excitement's building. Unfortunately, no room for Connie Harrell to play. I see they've gone with the Warriors centre, Solomona Kata. So hopefully Solomona can play a lot better for his home country than he does for the Warriors.
Okay.
I would have gone with Connie Harrell. He loves the hype of the moment.
Yeah.
He just brings that extra X factor. His physicality in the game for his country, it's huge. Okay, he doesn't mean they're great for the Titans, but what he brings, I don't know why they went with Solomon Akata. Well, I hope he can turn it around, like I say, and hold on to the ball, do some good busting runs, at least tackle. Don't do what he done for the Warriors all year.
Yeah. True that. Best of luck has got to go out to the Tongan boys. You must be supporting the Tongans there, Double D?
Absolutely. All the way.
You too there, Reno?
Yeah, all the way, mate. Yeah, I'd love to see them win. And could you imagine that? The headline.
Oh, that would be...
I'd love it too.
The party would go all week in Tonga. The King of Tonga and all that is here. Everyone's here, so... Be great.
Oh, true.
But in saying that, everyone's going to say, the Kangaroos will be too good. Well, you said that last week, and look what happened.
Yes. But in this case, I think the Kangaroos are going to be too good. It's going to be difficult for the Tongans. I will say that, though. It's going to, any Australian team, it doesn't matter what whether they're, complacent, whether you're up against a complacent Australian team or, a bitten Australian team or even a tame Australian team. They are just such a team that you got to watch out for, though, don't you, Rena?
Oh, totally. Like you said, Keith, it doesn't matter what code of sport or anything if it's individual or as a team, and you're going up against an Australian. You got your back up against the wall most of the time, except for the All Blacks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anything these days, and that trans-Tasman rivalry, man, that's still alive. It's still alive very well in everything we do, so... it will be a tough ask for the Tongans, but I think I'll go with you this time, Keithy. I know where your brain is at, mate. The Kangaroos, and they don't want to lose 2 in a row. So
I'm pretty sure
it'll be a physical game. I'm looking forward to Jason Taumalolo, Andrew Fafita. I'm also Andrew Fafita.
Yes.
He's been a Kangaroo before, and he's proud of his home nation. So it'll be massive. Let's hope they can ride for the occasion of all the fans on Saturday night.
Now, let's go on to rugby. Thames Valley, man, they've got a tough game against Wanganui How is that one going to go, Barrett?
Yeah, just like the what you picked before, Keithy. I think the Homeboys will be too strong. They're the dominant team with the Heartland Championship. We were close against South Canterbury down in Timaru. We were leading half-time, 17-5.
Yeah.
And things just fell off the wheels in the last, I would guess, 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes of the second half. The Valley Boys were on target to cause an upset. South Canterbury didn't know what the hell was happening to them. But they dug deep and came through and come on through. So that made it tougher for our Swamp Foxes. They head down, I think, Friday. And, do or die, mate. That's what it is. But I think the season will be over on Saturday.
But I tell you what, they've got to be very, very proud of their season nonetheless. You know, no matter the result, I think that they've got to be very, very proud of their season. Are you, Reno?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I've been talking to a few of the guys, and they're extremely proud just to make these semi-finals and the finals in the Heartland. That's new for Valley. Always down playing for the Lahore Cup or something like that. But, yeah, a lot of memories, a lot of positives, a lot of boxes ticked, and hey, they can only go better next year, maybe win it. So they're keeping the same team, I would guess. Just the drive of the supporters around them, the merchandise that's been sold, it's been great. There was a big crowd that actually flew down to Timaru to support them, and that's unheard of for the Swamp Foxes. So just tells you they've turned it around, and hey, like any normal person that supports a team, it only has to be a winning team.
True, a winning team indeed. I'll tell you who else is a winning team is the Otago team, who of course have taken away the wooden log from Waikato, eh?
Yeah. The Otago boys are locked up down there in the deep south. The old Moolus, the old Moolu Bells weren't going that well on Saturday at Hamilton, but that's just how it is, and they'll learn from that and just try and concentrate on the Mitre 10 Cup. Auckland looks like the dominant team of the Mitre 10 Cup. What's come out of this, though, the Mitre 10 Cup, is a few of these players who've been added into the extended All Black Tour that's coming up. What is it, 51 players now? And there's that young guy from out of Auckland, the flanker. Tell you what, that kid is something of the future. Dominant with the under-20s on their tour as well. He's got the makings of a real solid player, massive defender in the Auckland team, and he's a kid going places, so watch out for this young kid. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, that's the thing about this this tour that they're going on. There's a lot of debutantes, a lot of there's a lot of young boys who are going to get that. I don't know whether they'll get much in the way of playing time, but that's not as important as just being in the mix as such, being part of the team, learning the All Black culture, because there is a very solid All Black culture that you pretty much got to learn very, very quickly in order to become an All Black, isn't there?
Oh, totally. You're totally right, 100%. And Steve Hansen said that they may not get game time, but you nailed it on the head there, Keith. It's part of their culture. It's knowing that you're representing your country and you've got that black jersey. As a kid, when you start playing the game, one of your goals is to maybe play for the All Blacks, get the black jersey, and for these youngsters just being in that mould now, that's a great stepping stone to be in that circle, and they can learn a lot from that. If they don't get on the field, so be it. But the future going forward, they'll be part of that mould, and if they can show and commit to the trainings and take everything on board, it's all part of learning. If you go back to the career of one young Sam Cane, he was always on tour, learning as he went. Now he's your number one starting 7. So, the opportunities for these young ones, I think it's in total 11 debutants. So it's good, it's great, and you got to love it, mate. It's giving these young ones a chance, and Steve Hansen can see that.
Yeah. Like I alluded to it beforehand. He's not looking forward to just the 2019 World Cup. He's looking beyond that, isn't he? I mean, and that's why he's getting these young guys in there. And like you said, they may not get game time, but they'll get learning time. They'll get experience time, and they'll get the atmosphere, I suppose. There's a lot of other stuff that they will get apart from game time, won't they?
Oh, totally. It's just the all learning curve. Just the pressure and being in amongst that inaugural group of players, I would guess, representing your country and what the All Black what the All Black powerhouse has behind us for many years, and world champions, and thinking you're part of that. As a person, they would just lift you individually because you're not just doing it for yourself, but you got your whānau, everything like that behind you, and they'll be feeling proud of you. So whether or not you get field time, but just being in there now, that's the first step. That's the hardest step.
Yeah. Now, also, you were saying, was it early yesterday morning or early this morning when we heard about the under-18s New Zealand team, securing some gold medals over France? Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I think it was like 7:30, 8 a.m. because it's in Buenos Aires. It's the Youth Olympics,
yes,
which unfortunately hasn't been getting a lot of coverage.
No.
It's all the under-18s from all over the world and all their own sports, and rugby sevens, just like the Olympics, is part of this now as well. So our girls team successful, 15-12. They had to hang in there in the dying moments because the French were coming back, and they secured the gold medal. Just to look at some of these young kids and the tears, the emotions after winning that, how they all ran onto the field was, you can tell there's a lot of work and a lot of effort put in this. And to think you've got your Black Ferns and your Sevens girls who are currently getting ready for their big tournament up there in Colorado in the snow and everything, watching it all live and just having that support, getting all the messages from our successful rugby female players, supporting these youngsters and now the baby Blacks. And
absolutely.
The future, I've got to say, looks good, eh? So,
looks great.
Yeah, the gold medal, be proud of that. And just a lot going on. You got Black Ferns historic tour coming up. The Seven Girls are over in, as I say, up in America.
Yeah.
You got the New Zealand Māori team, new and experienced players, I should say. So they've got that coming up. There's a lot of international rugby to look forward to.
There is. Both men and women's. Hey? Yeah. And it's awesome. That's awesome. I just want to send a shout-out also going out to Alize Maka, who was part of the under-18 team who was at the Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires, bringing back a gold medal home. So big congratulations. I know the Maka whānau over here and the rugby whānau too are going to be really, really proud of Alize, who performed over there with the rest of the Sevens girls. What else is there to talk about? Oh, the Silver Ferns, bro.
The Silver Ferns, you better not forget about that. That good win for the Constellation Cup, 14-point win, and Maria Falau, 40 goals from 41. She was on fire. The whole team looked good, actually. Once you get that margin on the diamond, and you get them into playing catch-up, they make mistakes.
Yeah.
And when you got Maria, when she's hot, man, and on fire with those goals, it's hard to beat. So you got to take your head off to Nolan and the girls, everyone that's associated, the girls on the bench, everyone that's behind the Silver Ferns. Great win, not just a historic win, but about time win over there in Hamilton. Tomorrow night down in Wellington, sold-out crowd. Yep. Majority will be Central Pulse fans, but let's hope the girls can go back-to-back wins. That's, and again, just like the Kiwis, another stepping stone to the girls of last year in dismal Com Games, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, that's great for Knowles and for the teams, and you got to take it up. It was a big weekend for New Zealand sport.
Absolutely.
Big weekend,
Not good for Australians, but a good weekend for us.
No. Yes, the Aussies aren't going to be overly too happy, but great weekend for us. And, it just goes to show, obviously, the things that Nolan has put in place are working. Hey, well, at least at the moment, they seem to be. A win, that's a pretty good indicator. What do you reckon there, Reno?
Totally, and she's the first one that said if she can get a win out of the series, it's all she is after. It's more on the rebuilding
exactly.
And making sure we get the structures and everything in place and work on it. It's that's how she is. That's the type of coach she is.
Yep.
She's not too phased that they lose just or whatever. It's all about just building, getting combinations working. That's how she's been successful. She knows which players to work with. And, hey, look, she's got Maria at goal shoot, brought Rickard out to a goal attack. Both can play multiple positions and move when they need to. So she knows she's got a netball head and she's put it to use. And 14 points difference over the Diamonds showed that on Sunday to the crowd over in Hamilton.
Yeah. Real quick, what else has been happening sporting-wise?
The Breakers.
Of course.
Forget about the Haters a week ago when they lost at home. forget about you fellas. You can kick the curb.
Yes.
They won against the defending champions, the Melbourne team, and wasn't a good homecoming for the Melbourne team.